Morning, everybody. Thanks again for joining us for one of our lives. You got me, Andy. Morning, and you've got Oz over in
Morning,
Cyprus.
or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time you're watching us.
Yeah, I think it's just hit afternoon with you over there, ain't it, mate?
Yeah, 1 o'clock where I am.
And the weather. What's your weather today?
It
You're
was
better
sunny
than
in the morning when I went for my run, which has tired me out a bit. But I'm looking now outside, and it's a little bit overcast. So yeah, hopefully we'll get a bit more sun later. But yeah, it's not great at the moment.
Yeah, we were just talking. I'm sorry. Do you want to go and pin the posts,
Oh,
Oz?
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, you go and pin the
Sorry.
posts, and then
Yeah, I'm on it.
I know the weather hasn't been too good over here in the UK the past couple of days, and I've had reports that it's hammering it down in Cheltenham at the moment. So be careful with those extra places. There might be places dropping out. There may be the trainers might be pulling horses, but then again, it is Cheltenham for a lot of owners. It might be the only chance they get of having a horse run at Cheltenham. So just keep an eye on it. That's all I'd say. I
We
want to
are
go over
pinned.
a few of the offers really, and I know a lot of you have been struggling out there with BetMGM. I know they had a massive technical wobble on
Like,
Tuesday.
members shouldn't be worrying about that though. I mean, if their free bets aren't credited within the certain time period and they've qualified for it,
Yeah.
right? They have to issue them. It's as simple as that. Whether you don't get them at the time, you will be credited. It may take them a few days to get it through to you, but don't worry. Don't worry about it at all.
Yeah, as I said, if it's part of the deal, and they owe you the free bets, and you've qualified for them 100% correctly, they've got to credit them, and they
What goes
will,
on?
because they hold a UK license. They've got to abide by the UK laws.
Exactly.
But I've found them a decent book, a really decent bookmaker.
I
The
love
offers
them.
have been industry leading for this Cheltenham with the 100% profit boost, which has been an easy £10 lock in every day, the £20 risk free bet.
Yeah.
You can make an easy £10 on that. You got £60 in free bets for just signing up. You'd actually think I worked for BetMGM.
I heard one of my mates from the UK said the other day they were actually advertising on Talksport. He was like, "Oh, have you heard about this new bookie like BetMGM?" I was like, "Yes, I am quite aware of them. Like they do have some amazing offers at the moment. And they've been around. I wouldn't say they've been around for a while now, but it's been a good few months, isn't it, since they kind of just
I think it was September, October
yeah,
last year.
yeah,
I mean, they are a big American-based bookie. I mean, their
yeah.
adverts are always done by Chris Rock. I mean, they're on the TV,
Yep.
they're on the radio, they're
Connected
on.
to Leo Vegas, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
the same
But
people doing
their
it.
offers have been, like I said, industry leading. It's nice to see Sky's come back to the game today
Yeah,
with a cash refund on the first
yeah,
race. Luckily, I've got a £20 on it instead of the standard £5. I know some of you got tens. I've
yeah.
not seen anybody that's had a 50 this year, but no doubt there's a few out there. They're just keeping it awfully quiet and awfully secret.
Just to mention again with that offer, it's literally a case of using your free bet SNR calculator. I mentioned that on when they had it on Tuesday, didn't they? The first day
Yeah.
of Chelsea. But because it's money back as cash if your horse loses, you use your free bet SNR calculator again. Just to repeat myself from last time, if it was back as a free bet, then you'd use your bonus lock-in with an 80% retention, as that's how much you'd expect to make from the freebie.
I don't know what it's been like in newbies, because I tend to look mostly after newbies. I tend to look in the main groups, but I've seen some absolutely belting results for our members.
Yeah,
One of our new members, Rianne,
yeah.
she just started with extra places. I think she was a bit down on the first day because she
Her
watched.
post just made my day. When you shared that with us as well,
Yeah,
I was just like, "That is, it's literally what we say on the groups all the time. If members are having a tricky patch of variance, and when a member actually states it there in writing, do you want to read it out, Andy? What she wrote?
yeah, it was. I've not got it, but I've got it pretty much memorised. I think she was £22 down on the
Yeah.
first day.
Thought I'd comment after my minus £22 day yesterday of extra places. Profit of £250 today. So £220, £228 total. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Keep getting on those selections with value with your extra place master if you're using the catcher. We've never once said that you're not going to have rough patches of variance. We all go through it, but ride through it, keep getting on those selections with value, and you will only profit long term. It's as simple as that. It really, really is. The odds are in our favour. The advantage is with us, and that's why the bookies hate us.
Yeah, I took one. It was in the last race yesterday, the 17:30, and it was top of the shop in the extra place master. I think it was called Zargozi, something like that. And I think I took it at 66 to 1 when it was top of the shop, and it came in. Actually, God knows where it came from. All race they were saying this horse was out the back. It was nowhere, but somehow it managed to finish sixth, which was the last extra place. And I know a few of the members were on it as well, because they were all saying, best of luck in the last. I'm on this, and we all ended up on the same one. But that landed. It was almost a miracle it landed. It was that far behind, but yeah, came sixth. So happy days. That was a lovely hit from Sky. Thank you very much, Sky Bet. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we had the other one which I put up last night, which was the guy who just started with the Lucky 15 Finder. And when I opened his first post, I thought, oh dear, because I think he'd only made £1.35 off his first one, which was probably a loss of around about £6.70, whatever that is, £6.75. But on his second one, and this is only the second one he did, he won £1,551, which is an absolute amazing result. But it just goes to show you what you can do if you trust the tools.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Another post here from David Grogan. Had a lovely day too, Andy. Chelsea, £202 profit, including £42 from Coral's 10 free spins. I mean, again, we just love to hear about this kind of stuff, don't we? Like every time it could be a member that's hit their first horse refund, their first extra place, the first bit of profit from the Lucky Finder, which we'll talk about in a minute. The new addition to the Pro Tools, which is incredible. I think I told you before, I've gotten 22 of them this morning before work. So, I'm waiting for those to come in today. Yeah, so much to do. And it's just awesome to hear about everyone's, how well they've done at Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say if you don't see Oz on the groups tomorrow morning, he's obviously landed a very big Lucky 15.
There'll be a good reason for that, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say, massive well done to Dave Grogan as well. He's a regular contributor, and he's probably my second favourite Leicester fan in the world. So I do wish him all the best in the FA Cup this weekend. Hopefully, we can meet up in the semi-finals, mate.
I still can't forgive Leicester, Andy, for what they did to us. I think it was in the '96 playoff final at the old Wembley. I was there. I was probably 11 years old, and I think it was Steve Claridge's shinner in the 119th minute in extra time just sent us out. Like, it was awful. But David, you're an awesome guy. I'll forgive you. But I don't know if I can forgive Leicester for that.
Yeah, I remember Steve Claridge coming to play for the Wolves. He did.
Yeah,
he always used to turn up with his socks just over his shin pad.
That's a Steve Claridge we know and love. Yeah,
he was all right. Rough player, but one of my best football memories came from a Leicester match. We were 3-0 down at half time to Leicester, and we came back to win it 4-3. Yeah, but an amazing memory because football matches they don't happen like that. Although it did happen this week with Luton going 3-0 up against Bournemouth, and managing to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And I've noticed there's a complete lack of questions coming through. I don't know whether people are just happy.
There's a lot of people watching, but if anyone's got any questions, please do let us know. Fire away. Talking about the extra place races to especially be on the lookout for today. The 210 at Chelsea. at the time of writing, Sky are paying 7 places on that. But we've heard it could have possibly dropped to 6. Andy, is that right?
Maybe. I think there's been 5. I don't know whether there's been 5 non-runners already, or if there's one more, it might drop the extra place.
Yeah, at the moment, it's 7 places instead of 4. The 250 at Cheltenham, 5 places instead of 3. That's with Sky. Both of those, by the way, were with Sky Bet. But the 530 at Cheltenham, Live Score, Sky, and Virgin are paying 6 places instead of 4. So yeah, some really good races to look out for there. But again, just keep looking at your extra place master or your catcher for those offers with value. Just get on as many offers as value as you can, as your bankroll will allow.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people were bemoaning the lack of really generous extra places on the first day, but that was really down to the fields being artificially small. But yesterday they had a 4-placer, Sky paying 8. They had one on Wednesday, and they've got a 7 place today. So offering 3 places or 4 places on a race, that is just really, really generous. And if you were only going to concentrate on one extra place race today, that would be the one.
The 210.
Yeah, the 210.
Yeah.
If you've only got enough funds to cover one, then that would be the one. Hopefully, luckily, if everything loses, all that money is going to flood back to your exchange. You can take the next one on. But if you got minimum funds, that's the one. That's the one I'll be looking at. If you're using the old method and not using the new tool and just using extra place catcher for that race, if you've got a horse with implied odds or 7 or 8, that's more than good enough for that race. But if you're just using master, just take anything that's in the plus.
Anything in green with the EP master, as we said last time, up to on ITV, normal ITV racing, probably up to 120% EV. But with Cheltenham, I think Chris said 125, 130% EV should be absolutely fine. With it being such a big festival and other big festivals as well. Yeah. Yeah,
that one I took yesterday, it was 130. I think it was 132 when I took it. And the Sky I was using, it's one that's been absolutely mashed up and abused. It's gubbed to the hilt, but they still let me get a bet on for 900 and something odd on the win, and normally that would probably be about 150. So it does show that they do increase the stakes. They increase the stakes, 1 on the actual event, and 2 closer to the off, because I think I popped that on with about 5 or 10 minutes to go.
Yeah. Got a few questions that are coming.
Yeah, let's have a look at the first one.
Any idea on getting the highest bets on state restricted bet MGM accounts? Pretty much limited on my free bets to £2 and all. But so just to confirm again with anyone that may not be sure, if a bookie has credited you with a £20 free bet or whatever it is that they credited you with, you have to be allowed to take that up in full. It's as simple as that by law. So if they're only letting you get £2 on, if I've understood the question properly, rather than the £10, rather than bugging them on live support, I'd probably suggest first checking another horse. Just to see if you can get the full amount on. But if you check loads of different horses and you can't, pop onto live sport, just make them very aware. Obviously not mention us on match betting, but just say, guys, you've given me a £20 free bet. Why am I not allowed to use it in full? And they should be able to they have to manually sort that for you. Yeah,
all I'd say with that one is with just agreeing with what Oz said. Live chat might be a little bit busy. Just take a screenshot of that free bet in your account. And you can always go back to him and argue with them in the next 2 or 3 days. Once the hullabaloo of Cheltenham has died down a bit, you can always do that way. But as I said, you might be able to get on a different selection. I don't know. It just depends on your account. But either way, they have to. They have to give that to you. So never worry about that. Like one way or another, you will get that credited. And again, if it does come down to it, make them very aware on live support. It's not that they're doing you a favour by letting you put that. They have to let you. It's part of the law. Yeah. This one, do we think it's safe to put EP bets on the 14-10 now with Sky? Yeah, if I was downstairs now and I've got horses pinging up in the 14-10, then yeah, I'll be getting them on, because it's either going to be 2-3 places, however many it is. Those implied odds or whatever the EV is showing up on Master, that would not stop me from putting extra places on, putting extra place bets on now. If they drop, that's okay. I'll still take it on. The only issue with that is if you got a bookie that was paying 4 places and you have a load of non-runners and then it turns into a no extra place race. I mean, that's happened before. Not really at Cheltenham. It doesn't really apply in this instance. That can happen. But for this one, yeah, it's safe to put them on. No problem.
And for any new members that are watching this live, don't forget you need your horse to finish in the exact extra place position or positions that are being paid in order to get paid out. Because you get paid out at the bookie as your horse placed, and you get paid out at the exchange as your horse didn't finish in one of the official place positions. So always be aware of that. If your horse finishes in any other position, you just get your qualifying loss, which is why the offer does involve variance. But again, as long as you stick to those selections with value, you'll only make money long term. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be the biggest preacher about extra places, because I've just made that much money from them over the last 9 years. They've been doing match betting. They really are the number one most profitable offer for me. I know you're a massive lover of the 2-ups.
I'm a 2-upper, yeah, but extra places are awesome as well. And with how much easier and slick the EP Master is, we keep going on about it, but it just the accuracy of those selections that are chosen, it just decreases the variance to ensure that you make your money a lot quicker. The fact that the actual extra place position is taken into account with those selections that pop up, it's key. It's a game changer. It really is a game changer. Simple as that.
I'll tell you the best thing about it, Oz. It's meant I could have an extra 2.5 hours in bed every day this Cheltenham.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like, even if people have got work to go to, you just save so much time. It's awesome. It's brilliant.
This time last year, I'd have been out of bed at 5 o'clock, downstairs for 5:30, cup of tea.
I remember you said last time. Yeah.
Cup of tea, trying to get all the days extra places manually sorted by 8 o'clock. I might have covered about 60 or 70 horses, and then you're just waiting for the races to happen.
Yeah.
But this Cheltenham, it's been a lot more relaxed. It's just a case of like, put that one on, put that one on, put that one on, put that one on.
There's the list. Let me just work through that. Oh, is it green? Oh, it's green. Excellent. Let's get them on. Up to 130% with Cheltenham, and 120% on normal ITV racing. Green.
And then just count the profit.
Don't want to push our luck too much.
So Sam saying thanks about the info on the free bets.
It's one of those things that members probably wouldn't be aware of. They might, well, if the bookie's only letting me get X amount of my free bet on, then that's it. No, that is not it. They have to let you put the full amount on. Again, that's how it is by law. They have to.
And if they get really, really narky on live chat, which they can do, I've always found just mentioning 4 little letters usually helps. And that's IB, ANS, IBAS. Mention IBAS, and they usually tend to buckle, because I think if you open up an IBAS case, I think it costs the bookies something like around about 150, 160 pounds, something like that.
Does it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think if you open a case with them, they get like a fine for everyone that's opened.
I knew they always react when you mention IBAS, but I didn't realise they get a fine every time the case is opened. Oh, that's interesting.
So if it's just a case of like they've got to award you a free bet of £10 or £20, whatever, obviously it makes sense to do that then, rather dancing down that route with them. And most of them, if you're polite, I mean, you can be just a bit firm, but polite. They'll usually might have to speak to a manager, but it usually gets the job done. If I've seen that question once, I've seen it 1,000 times in our chats on Facebook, in the newbies group and in the main group. And 99 times out of 100, just that little piece of advice gets it sorted. This might be one for you, Oz, because I think you've got the tool ready to open, so we could have a look at it.
Yeah, let me just open it up 1 second. Always struggle to share my screen. Hang on. I go to present, don't I? Share screen. Is it? Hang on. What have I done? Entire screen. That's the one. Click there. Let me know if it's showing, Andy.
Yeah, it's coming up, mate.
Yep.
There we go.
Great. Good stuff. So any members that are new to Pro that may not have used the Lucky Find, again, it's an advanced tool. As in, you can't lay these bets off. So it's a case of, it's advantage play. But when you look at the EV of, the selections found, it's truly incredible. And so you actually have to click the bookie to open it up. So sorry, just to confirm again, you go to tools, then you scroll down, and that's where you'll find the Lucky Finder, just underneath the price boost tracker. And so you choose the bookie that you want to use your lucky 15 with. Select that, and if you don't want to use a horse, you can just exit off so that it doesn't show for other ones. It's literally just a case of searching and placing your. I've had to do mine via mobile, unfortunately, because I don't have access to Bet365 via a VPN, because they're a pain in the. I'm not allowed to swear, but luckily I've got my Vodafone data, so from the UK, which has been a blessing with me getting on 2-ups and lucky 15s, etc. So really, really good. With regards to, I'm by the book, as you know, so we've got information in the guide to explain about staking and stuff. So I've just been doing that. I've been doing 20p's, a few 25p's. So I think I can't remember the exact stakes that it came out to, but again, I've kept my stakes relatively low, but it accumulates to around £6, just over £6 with the 25p on the lucky 15. And again, I got quite a few on today, and but if I don't make a profit from these 20 bets, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to, that's the end of all of it. It involves variance. It's as simple as long as we continue to get on those options with value, then long term we will make money. But 20, or I think it's 22 that I've got in total, don't quote me, but it's a very, very, very small sample to go by. But as long as I keep sticking to those options with value that's provided by the Lucky Finder, again, going to search again, they're constantly becoming available. I know I'm going to make money in the long term, so I could just literally place my bet, let it sit, and wait until the evening or whenever it is that it settles. So, really, it's an amazing tool.
I know I joked about it earlier with you not being in work, possibly tomorrow if the land. But if one of mine lands, I really won't be in work tomorrow, because the lowest win on mine was about $250,000.
Crazy, yeah. Very rare that they come in, but
they do. I saw in one of the on one of the gambling pages, somebody had landed something for about 35 grand on day one, just with random picks. But if you've got the finder for you, obviously start off small. You might want to do just like 10p each way, just to dip your toe in and see how it works. Because a lucky 15, it's 15 different bets. You've got 4 singles, 1 quadruple, and then the rest are all double and trebles. I can't remember the exact numbers. But you've got 15 individual bets on. As soon as one horse loses, obviously your payout's going to go down, because you've only got 3 possible winners. But with 3 winners, I did 3 lucky 15s on Tuesday. One came in with 3 winners. The 4th horse was never anywhere; wasn't even in the picture. But that returned £220, £230. I only did one the day after, and that one returned about half stake. Did one yesterday, which returned about half stake. But then I've gone, since it's the last day, I've gone for it with another three big shots at hopefully a retirement home next to us in Cyprus.
Awesome. Just to confirm again, as Andy rightly said, the value of the lucky find is mainly found in the place. So you will need to click each way. So when you have your 4 selections in the bet slip and you found your lucky 15, click each way. So and then you put your stake in. So it becomes 30 bets because you got your 15s on the singles and then you added 15 with the place. So definitely click each way. And it's I'm looking forward to using this regularly. And again, it's just so easy to use. Press refresh. And I don't quote me, but I believe it's Bet365. They pay out extra on a win, don't they? 'Cause it's all very new to me.
There's a couple of bookies.
I think I've placed a few on Bet365, Betfred, and there's a few others that give you extra wins or extra bonuses for a win as well. But it is listed in the guide, so have a good thorough read through that. And best of luck with it. Just keep getting on those profitable selections with value.
I mean, I know we talk about it often, and I'm just a massive fan of horse racing, full stop. So Cheltenham, for me, it is like Christmas. That's why we often refer to it as Cheltmas. I just enjoy the horse racing. It's a shame I can't actually go to the horse racing. Because I did used to love going to Cheltenham for one day of the festival. But honestly, I couldn't afford to go these days because I make that much money by being at home, being at work and doing all the match betting that we do on Cheltenham. I think my best day at Cheltenham would be my best day at Cheltenham while actually being there and betting would be like similar to my worst day of match betting at Cheltenham. Yeah. So it makes sense to stay at home and probably pick up some horse racing later in the year or maybe next November, probably like the November trials at Cheltenham.
Talking of horse courses, I'm looking forward to taking you to the course here. I think you're going to be in for a bit of a shock. Not quite Cheltenham.
But it can't be as bad as what Wolverhampton used to be. I've
heard about how bad it was, but I've obviously never been. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the first time we went to Cyprus, I think we saw something like Afghan racing or camel racing. Some, I think it might have been Afghan. It was somewhat bizarre. It was, not even greyhounds. It was Afghan hounds. Very odd. There's still a lack of questions coming in. So you guys,
there's a lot of people watching, and no one's asking any questions. Or even if you want to celebrate a win or whatever, please let us know. Post it, shout it out.
You have got us for the next 32 minutes. So that's 32 minutes where you can ask something that might have been getting on your nerves for weeks or something you're not entirely sure about. So you can just drop the question below. I know we've got a lot of people on YouTube. If you haven't found us if you're on YouTube and you haven't found us yet on Facebook, you might not be a member of the groups. We've got 2 groups on Facebook. If you just type Outplayed into Facebook, you're pretty much certain to find us. And we've got a newbies group. We've got a main group. You're more than welcome to jump into both. The newbies group, it's pretty much what it says. It's for really for the starters, isn't it, Oz?
For newbies?
Yeah.
Newbies is for members that recently started, are getting through the sign-up offers. We tend to suggest once you've got through the list of sign-ups, obviously transition into the reloads, and then you can make your way to the main group. Obviously, if you want to go to the main group as well as newbies, by all means do so. But after members have got more comfortable with the initial stages, I will then say time to check out the main group now, which is Andy lists all of the best daily offers each day. You've got offer discussion. It's just a lot more advanced over there with regards to the reloads, which is how we make our money long term. I say it every time. The sign-ups are very, very much just the warm-up to what we do. It's about building that bankroll with the sign-ups to make your way to the reloads, because that's where the fun stuff starts, and that's what we're all about.
I've got to be 1 second. I think I've locked the missus out the house. I'll be back in a tick. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. This is what we like to see. Funk steady. I've just passed the £300 profit mark for the week. Fantastic. A little underwhelmed, but it's all profit. Why are you underwhelmed? £300 of profit. That's a fantastic achievement to make. It's a brilliant profit. I read that as a positive with the first line. A little underwhelmed. That's a brilliant profit. Nothing wrong with that at all. No, nothing wrong with that at all.
Whew. Yeah,
I was just saying. I just shared Funk Steady's post, and he said, "I've just passed the £300 profit mark for the week," and I thought it was like a positive post. Then he said, "I'm a little underwhelmed, but it's all profit." Like, to me, that's a fantastic amount to make, tax free. I mean, awesome.
Yeah, I think pretty much my first Cheltenham, I made about £250, and I was absolutely over the moon with that because that was nine years ago, and that paid for a weekend away at Centre Parks for me and the kids.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we don't know what offers he's doing, or he or she. But yeah, if you want to up that, I don't know if you're in one of the Facebook groups, but come and have a talk to us about extra.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're more than happy to help and discuss. As you said, what offers you're getting on, or where you feel you could have made a bit more profit. You know, we'll be happy to help. But don't knock the £300. It's a brilliant amount. What a big well done. Very big well done.
That's great. Morning, guys. Doing the lucky 15 now. Profit, yeah, but got on 315. Well, let's hope today's the day, mate. Today's the day.
Yep. I'll be placing a lot more tomorrow morning than the Saturday as well. So yeah, just again, I'm not going to be upset if I don't come out of a profit after these bets. You know, it's all a part of the game. But as long as you keep getting on those options with value, long term, you're only going to make money. So again, the ones I play so far, very, 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 very small sample. 22 is nothing. So, you know, some members are going to be way above their EV when they start off. Some are going to be below EV. That's just what variance is. But long term, absolutely fine. Just keep getting on those selections.
It's pretty similar to casino, isn't it? You're just banking that EV.
Yeah.
And
that's exactly it.
It's going to catch up with you sooner or later.
Yeah.
So
the more you do, you will align with that EV amount. As long as you're following our instructions correctly with those options with value, following the casino instructions correctly, you'll be absolutely fine.
You can't really take 1 or 10 or really 100 as a sample. It's only when you get into 1,000 and from there on in that are you going to be looking at that. Well, that's when I'd start looking at my line. I mean, God knows if we did it on extra places, what my line would be like now. It would be awesome. But I did have a run where I went 65 races without hitting an extra place. You could do that with a lucky 15. And then it 2 or 3 on the next couple of days, like I did with extra places. It's just part of the numbers game.
Exactly, really. Similar to Rianne, what she posted the other day. I mean, you know, she had a few losses. You know, gets a few, wipes out the qualifying losses, leaves you with a lovely profit on top. So yeah, never, as long as you've got the bankroll to withstand those losses, never, you know, let a downswing get you down. We've all been there. You know, if you want to discuss it or if you want to moan about a downswing, you know, feel free to post it. Yeah, it's fine. But I personally think that rather than mentioning the negative stuff, that could be put towards getting a more selections with value, you know. So just don't let it get to you, you know, just keep getting on those selections.
There's a good question here which I'd like to take. Hold on, just trying to find it, mate. My scroll button's packed in. Come here. This one. Is Pro really worth it? And that's from an anonymous user. But then we've got Gary, 3 days down, 370 up, manning using the extra place master, the new Pro Tool. So he's very happy so far. So taking Gary's word for it, that works out at about £124 a day is made. So hopefully today, mate, you can keep that going today, and that's going to leave you just short of 500. £500 tax-free profit in 4 days, which is not too shabby.
Yeah, it's a great example. It's a really, really good example. And I believe there's still an offer on for Pro at the moment. So if you haven't got it yet, okay, Cheltenham's coming to an end, but there's going to be lots of more festivals throughout the year. There's going to be, two ups are constantly going. You've got the big festivals, you've got ITV racing. There's going to be so much to do. So if you didn't manage to use it throughout Cheltenham, don't worry. I mean, there was a few members asking whether they should get it because they're still going through the sign-ups. Well, I'm like, the offer that was available, it's a no-brainer, because say the sign-ups said it on Tuesday. Say the sign-ups take 3-4 weeks to complete, roughly on average, with different members. That's 11 months of pro with these tools to take advantage of, which all day long, take it up. Whilst the offer's there, definitely take it up.
I think the big arm twister for me was if you got the price of platinum and diamond, so that covers all the sports offers, every casino offer, then putting the pro tools on top, was it about an extra £50 on top?
I believe so, yeah.
Which is crazy. Yeah, that's better value than it's one of them 15s.
Yeah.
Let's have a look, Gary. Gents, thanks for your helpful videos and forum tips. I've been a member of the site for just under a year in a combination of match betting horses. You can see now, 5k profit. That's brilliant. £100 tax free a week. Well
nice
done,
one, Gary. Nice one. Keep them coming, please. It's what we like. We like the positive stuff.
Possibly one for you.
Yeah, I've done slightly off topic from Chelsea, but I've done 47 2-ups and not one yet using the no cash out, the full turnaround method, FTA. I think I went 100, maybe slightly more without hitting a full turnaround. And again, I think I hit a cluster within a week, and it wiped out all my qualifying losses and left me with a very, very tasty profit on top. So don't let that streak put you down. As long as you got the bankroll, keep getting on those profitable selections with your master, your 2-up master. Fabulous to hear that you're loving Lucky 15s. Stick with them. Yeah, definitely stick with them as I am at the moment. But don't overlook 2-ups. I know this isn't about 2-ups a day, but don't let that streak put you off. Keep getting on those selections with value. I promise it will all be fine long term. You may have to wait a little bit more before you get your first one, but once you do, you'll be laughing. So don't stop with that.
Going back to 2-ups, and I did mention it earlier, the Luton Bournemouth match.
Yeah,
was
3-0, 4-3.
Yeah, Tuesday when Luton went 3-up and then lost 4-3. So it was a full turnaround. But I didn't see one single soul mention that on the Facebook groups, because everybody was so into Cheltenham. I think they've just finished the day at Cheltenham and everybody's just either vegged out, gone to sleep, like me and you did.
In front of the sofa watching telly.
I never saw one mentioned. Oh, sorry, somebody did. Somebody got Luton. We got somebody that had Luton. Wait, you never mentioned it on Facebook. Is one. I'll tell you what I do, and then I was just probably going to tell you the best way to do it. But all I've done is just use a notebook and pen.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's if that's what members are comfortable with, that's absolutely fine. Obviously, we do have the integrated profit tracker. You'll find a guide for that via your account section. You'll find a guide for that. But it depends on what you're comfortable with. Pen and paper, integrated profit tracker. There's a few members that prefer to track things via Excel. We've got a few spreadsheets that members have created in the main group under the file section. So if you're cool with Excel, use that. Obviously, I tend to suggest recommending the integrated profit tracker that we got on the site. Keeps everything in one place, lovely jubbly. But again, pen and paper, absolutely fine as well. Nothing wrong with that. I do find that we're quite old school, Andy, aren't we? And we're that. The old pen and paper, because I do that with my casino wagering as well. I'll track it on a pen and paper in increments. But obviously, Ollie's created a fantastic auto clicker as well for members that like to use that. So it's just preference, really, of what you prefer.
Yeah, under the files, I think Ragman. I think it was Ragman.
That's it, Ragman. Yeah, and I think he updates it like every year as well or something.
And that's pretty much the one that everybody will jump to. Me with my notepad and pen, all I do is just make a daily total. So if I've made £300 on the day, just note it as 300. Then I go through the 30 days at the end of the month. add them all up. So I've got all my pluses and minuses. Add them up, take them all away. It takes about 5 minutes, but there's me monthly profits. I think that's just much more time efficient for me. I certainly couldn't go in and put every back and lay bet on. Just keeping a note of all the figures. It just seems the easiest way for me.
Yeah,
it works. This one, I placed a treble yesterday on BetMGM using a £10 free bet. The payout was 155,000. Nice one. Was approved by a trader. First two horses won. Third run today. Bet marks has won today and paid out for 2K. Error or assumed to bank. I'm going to guess that the third horse became a non-runner overnight or this morning. So they've probably paid out on that. That would be my best guess. I would just check the race that the third horse was in, and you'll probably find that would be a non-runner for that one.
Yeah.
This is a good one. You'll like that one.
Yeah. Did 185 2-ups. Just saw it. Yeah, to my first win, but now in profit. Yeah, fantastic. That's exactly what it's about. There'll be members that get their full turnarounds in their first 5 or 10 bets that are way up in profit. Then they might have a tricky patch of variance, and obviously they get back on track to go with the EV. But it sounds like you've had a slightly longer rough patch, but again, you're in profit now, and that's what it boils down to. So fantastic offer. Don't let a bad swing get in the way. And like I've seen below, Jan said, okay, so I'm hoping that means that she's going to continue with the offer as well. So good stuff. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, 185, that's a pretty rough trot. But it's probably similar to my 165 with extra places. So it's a rough trot, but you can see it wins because you've got 185 lots of qualifying losses, and just that one win has took you back profit.
Propels you into that profit mark, yeah.
It's quite common to have 2 or 3 2-ups in a weekend when things go your way. That's when the big profits are banked. If I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times.
Exactly. Yep. Get that lovely little cluster. I think my favourite ever 2-up. It wasn't my biggest 2-up win. I can't remember how much it was, but I think I was on holiday and I completely forgotten that I had a bet to settle the next day. And I woke up and I was like, I think it was about 550 quid profit. I was like, where's that come from? I completely forgot that I placed that 2-up bet. But yeah, just let them run. But if you're new to it, we do suggest using the early payout cash out strategy first to reduce the variance, to build up your bankroll with less variance, and then you can transition to 2-ups once you've built your banking experience. But once on it, stick to FTAs once you've made the transition from beginner to an advanced 2-upper.
And my pro tip, if you're going down the 2-up route, is download the app Flash Score. Get that stuff on your phone.
Flash Score, Live Score, It will
give you
notifications.
Yeah, if your team goes 2-0 up, and then it comes back to 2-1 or 2-2, it only runs about 20 seconds behind watching it live, and it would be impossible to watch 10 football matches at the same time if you've got a really busy day of 2-ups. So you can just click them as a favourite, keep your phone by your side, and that's one way of getting a 2-up cashed out, because it's happened so many times. I've seen it. It's happened to me where a team could have been 2-0 up. It's just gone 2-2. I've gone to cash out, and the other team has scored within a minute.
What a goal back! The
lead again. So it is a case of being fastest finger first. If you're going for that full turnaround, get something like Flash Score downloaded, because it will make you money. And the thing is, it's a free app.
Yeah. Exactly. Very, very good point. Looking at Jan, another very good question. Thanks for that, Jan. Would love if we could have the Lucky 15 track visit on the cards. I believe it is. However, I will put a note through to the team after as well, just to double check. But thanks for the feedback. And I'll put a note through to double check.
What's this? Oh, come on, show. Sorry, mate.
That's all right.
Okay. I went pro on Tuesday. Had 1 out of 1 extra place. That's a great hit rate. And 1 out of 2 lucky 15s. Can I ask what your thoughts on laying the draw? I've got no idea what that question is, unless it. So
is he referring to possibly a trading strategy, possibly laying the draw?
And then trading out of it, it's
no, we're not about trading. No, we're about risky, taking advantage of bonuses. Yeah,
risky and not anything I'd be doing.
Yeah.
So certainly not for when you've got guaranteed profits.
Unless he possibly means about for qualifiers backing the draw and laying the draw. So just to confirm, if that is what you mean, a lay bet at the exchange is a bet against something happening. So if you've backed the draw and say Man U Chelsea at the bookie and you've laid the draw, then the draw is the bet at the exchange is a bet against that draw happening. So your bet is for Chelsea to win or Man U to win when you bet against the draw. So you've got all possible angles covered. So, but I'm not fully sure I've understood as well. But in case that's what it is.
This is a question that's often asked, and sometimes it's hard getting people to look at them. But struggling with accounts, really that doesn't matter. As gubbins seem to keep on going, no option of using other accounts. Okay, that's no biggie. Does that mean the end of the road? No,
definitely not. No, I mean we did an excellent Facebook Live discussing the best ways to make your profits from gubbed accounts. You got extra places, price boosts. Okay, you're not interested in the casino, but you will be eligible for casino offers when gubbed, unless the casino was mentioned in the gubbing email. But I think we said it before. It's only Parimatch, Live Score, Bet Victor, and TalkSport where you won't be eligible for extra places on the gubbed account. So all the other accounts that you've got, you will be good to go with extra places. There's so much value there. So, and not only that, it's also, new bookies do become available. We spoke about BetMGM earlier. New bookies do become available. So, don't let a few gubbins get you down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just
like I mentioned earlier, that BetMGM, just to sign up and on the first day, that must be worth £100.
Exactly.
Over the week, you can add another £60 to that. So just opening that one bookie, value on that must have been around about £160, just for tapping a few buttons.
Great point. Exactly.
Literally, it might take you half hour on the first day, 10 minutes for every other day. So you're looking at about an hour. So an hourly rate of £160 an hour. It's ridiculous, and that's why we call it Cheltenham.
Yeah, and they don't show any signs of slowing down, do they? But with what they provided for this festival, okay, they've had a few tech issues. I think was it Copybet that had a few tech issues a couple of weeks ago, because that was really bad for a few days. Betfred with their site migration, but again, just to clarify, if you own any free bets or you can see them, you can't get them on, or they haven't been credited yet, and they're about to expire, do not worry. Just get in touch with them if you can't get them, or you don't want to. You don't want to bug live support too much, but if you can't get them on, they have to credit you with those. So do not worry, you will get them.
I've always found it's better emailing in rather than. I had an issue with my Copybet. They said my Copybet suspended. I had the choice, could have gone in live chat, could have been waiting there for an hour or two. I just sent an email, then I had an apology saying very, very sorry, and it was open 2 or 3 hours later. And it all good. I don't know why. I think they've just done a bit of a security sweep, security check, and they just needed to verify I was who I say I was on email. But that was pretty much up and running. But you will get this every year, and it only tends to happen at Cheltenham because Cheltenham is the biggest horse racing festival of the year. A lot of bookies will crumble under the sheer weight of traffic that they get. And I know Corals, Ladbrokes have had issues. Copybet, as you say, BetMGM. I think the only one I've seen.
I've had a few.
Yeah, Sky have been absolutely steadfast. They've been bob on. Bet365 with their worldwide coverage. I'd never expect Bet365 to go down, but anything below them There's every chance that they're going to have issues, especially with BetMGM. If you've got 30,000 match bettors on there, all trying to get a £20 risk-free bet and 100% price boost at the same time, that's why they're going to think they are going to have issues with your logging in, etc. I've just been leaving mine till 12 o'clock every day, and it's been quite easy to get on and get everything sorted.
Yeah. Just going back to Pro as well, Andy, for members that haven't had a chance to get it yet, again, the deal is still on with a fantastic discount. Is it next month? There's a certain other big festival that's about to come about.
No, I can't, mate.
It's the Grand National, isn't it? Next month, I think. Is it next month? Yeah.
Yeah. So the Grand National, that's probably the biggest race. But as festivals go, it's not that big a festival. I think we've got 3 days of racing instead of the 4. But Cheltenham is every race is a top class race at Cheltenham.
For members that haven't started extra places yet, practicing on ITV racing, especially with your healthy accounts, leading up to the Grand National again, and there's going to be plenty more after that. So we haven't even finished with Cheltenham yet, but I'm just like looking forward to what's about to come up.
Yeah, it's similar to what you said, but like we've got the Grand National coming up next. Then I think we've got the end of the jump racing, and we'll be going into the start of the flat racing. So I think the first flat festivals, the Guineas, and then pretty much all the way throughout the summer, every 3 or 4 weeks, you've got another festival.
Exactly.
When this racing used to be on Channel 4, you might get one day's race, televised racing. Now it's moved to ITV. Any festival, you get every day, which is really good for us match bettors because we're getting more and more offers thrown at us.
All day long.
Yeah, and anything that's televised on ITV, so it might be on the ITV main channel or 2, 3, or 4, whichever one it is on the lower channels. That's when the bookies really throw the offers at us. And I think probably the biggest flat festival, I don't know whether you'd say it's the Derby or Ascot, but both are really good for offers, extra places. And what I've always found with the flat festivals is you do get those high odds horses. They do tend to come 6th or 7th. Those 100 to 1ers. Yeah. Which are really good for your extra places and your extra place profits.
Definitely.
Let's have a look at this one. Hi guys, when you place extra places, how many bets do you put on the same race with the same bookie with different bookies? I'm new to EP, so interested in your opinions. Normally,
for me, it's 2 with the same bookie. With the same bookie on the same race, I wouldn't personally go more than 2. Would you do more than that on a bigger festival, Andy? Yeah, you would.
Yeah. On Cheltenham, you could get away with 3 easy. And maybe even do 4 because big bookies like Sky, Bet365, William Hill, Paddy Power, they will be receiving millions of bets.
Yeah, you're going to be blending in with the crowd. They're not going to care too much.
You're going to blend in. There's no way they could check every single bet. I've been doing that for years, and that's never been an issue. The only issue you're really going to come across is if you start betting on races like the 8:30 at Wolverhampton on a wet Wednesday night with £100 each way on a no-opener, hoping you hit an extra place.
You're going to stick out like a sore thumb.
That's going to make you stand out. But I mean, I've seen, what's the biggest bet I've seen struck this week? I think it was £50,000 was the biggest bet that I've seen that I saw got put down in the ring. And that did win. So by us putting £20s and £30 each way bets on, it's pretty much going to go unnoticed by the bookies. You don't really have to worry so much about that.
Great advice. I have an initial bankroll. I had a similar question on Tuesday. I have an initial bankroll. I have a limited bankroll, maybe £1,000. Would it be worth getting on pro with this? Yeah, all day long. I mean, one thing we touched upon on Tuesday is don't worry about what other members. If you see Dave, Bob, or Jack or whatever making X amount per month, you will build up to that. So If you've got a limited bankroll, start with smaller stakes. You know, I don't know, £2.50 each way on extra places, for example. You don't need to go extreme. When you get your first few come in, again, compiled with all your profits from your price boost, your bet and gets, your horse refunds, you know, all the offers that you're taking up, then you can, you know, use bigger stakes, increase your stakes throughout the year. So use it as a start, get pro as a starting point, obviously, and use it to make bigger profits as the year goes on whilst using pro. So your bankroll is fine. It's not massive. Okay, fine. But start with smaller stakes using pro and build up to bigger stakes. Again, using pro. You'll be fine, I promise.
I do wish this that the Pro Tour would have been around 9 years
Back
ago.
in the day. Yeah.
So many hours. Thousands of hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm sorry now. That one. Dana Gubbins let you down. Literally, I've got a gubbed Sky, and it's been gubbed for years, and I'm still making money out of it.
Yeah.
The state restrictions, they do kick in midweek, but in these big festivals, the bookies, in all their greed, they do tend to slacken them up a bit, so you can still make really good money from them. You really can.
There's a challenge for a member, Andy. If someone wants to create a "Don't Let Gubbins Get You Down" song, upload it to the group, and we'll share it for everyone. Maybe we could talk to Sam about getting a prize for someone that wants to.
I'm pretty sure
a song about Gubbins not letting them get you down.
I'm pretty sure I've seen one guy. He's on YouTube, and I think he's usually on here every live we do. But I think his first his hand was something like amateur musician and something else. So maybe he could be the man.
Yeah.
Or woman.
Yeah. Best one. Who knows? Maybe we can arrange a prize for the best one. Who knows? Not promising, but we'll play it by ear. Thank you, Jan.
I know somebody did a massive poem about it last year, and I wish I could have dug it out. But trying to find posts on Facebook from a year ago, that would be
not easy. Yeah.
One last question. Sorry to repeat. Could you explain Lucky Finder briefly for me? Did a search on OP website, but nothing coming up. Think it's an error, but keen to have a look today.
So, you'll get 4 selections that come up. How can we explain how the actual bets work? I mean, it's 15 different bets on singles, doubles, trebles, and a quad, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've actually got it down in the forum, so hang on.
And the Lucky Finder, it's just going to find the best value horses for the day.
Yeah. I've got it here. So it's 4 singles from the 4 horses that are provided to you in the Lucky Finder. There'll be 6 doubles from that, 4 trebles, and 1 fourfold, right? And we turn that each way. We switch that to being each way, so it's 30 bets in total. And you just get your payouts from when those come in, basically. And again, the majority of the value comes from the places, which is why we turn it into an each way bet. And we suggest using 20p or 30p stakes, which would equate to around £6 in total. That you've said you can't lay these off; it's advantage. But so a 20 to 50p each way bet. It's between £6 to £15 for each lucky 15 that you place. So when you've got your 4 selections, depending on the bookie that you're using, you have to click multiples, and then it will say lucky 15. So then you'll put your stake in there, and you'll click for it to be each way. You'll see your total stake, and you just place it, and it's literally a case of hoping that your bets come in. But again, as long as you're getting on the selections that are provided that have a positive EV, long term you're going to make money. But to repeat myself again, I'm not going to be too upset if I'm not in profit after 20 bets, 20 that I've done today, because it's a very small sample. So it's going to take variance, and if you're new, it may be best to concentrate more on. If you're new to the redos, the extra place master and 2 ups first by laying. But this is no lay, similar to the EP master in no lay mode. If you're still building your bankroll and you're new, wait until you've built up your bankroll to at least maybe 3 or 4k before even contemplating no lay, because it's obviously a much more advanced strategy. Yeah,
I've been close to a couple of monster hits this week, with each way. No, like both have come second from selections. I think one was 28 to 1, one was 33 to 1. So they've still supplied great profits each way. But it was just that they both found one horse that was just a bit too good, and unfortunately for me, they beat it.
Yeah.
Simon's just sent me a message. It's got the forum link for the Lucky Finder.
Perfect. We'll link that. We'll link that in the group, definitely. As Jan said as well, she said when you open the Lucky Finder tool, it is there. I'll just open that up quickly before we go. I'll just share my screen quickly for a full rundown. Hang on. Present, share screen, window. No, it's entire screen, isn't it? Here. Share. So, yeah, you see me? Yeah. So once you, again, just to get to the Lucky Finder tool. So you go to Tools, and then you go to Lucky Finder. Selections won't display, just so you know, until you actually click the bookie that you wish to use. And then just here, visit our training guide explains. Ollie's done a fantastic guide in record time, by the way, because I know he's been really, really busy. And yeah, it's a fantastic guide explaining how they work. Again, I'm new to them, so I've just been following this as best I can. But if you have any dedicated questions for the Lucky Finder, feel free to pop a message in here. So that's how you get to the guide. So yeah, stop sharing. Done. Perfect.
Yeah, so I think that's us for today, really, isn't it? We've done an hour.
Yep.
We're going to go hideously over because we've been away from our groups now for 1.5 hours. So we
did make a note that we may not be able to get to the queries during that hour, but we'll do our best to catch up as quickly as we can, won't we?
Yeah. But for now, I'm going to put my racing hat on. I'm ready for today's races. Everybody out there, both of us, we're going to wish you the best of luck. If a couple of lucky 15s come in, that's brilliant.
Let us know again. Yeah, shout them to the rafters along with your EPs, your horse racing refunds, your milestones. Let us know in the threads. Share it as a normal post, whatever you want to do. But yeah, we want to hear about them. And yeah, best of luck. The last day of Chelts, but there's going to be plenty more to come. So don't worry.
Quick fact. I did buy this out of my first race from Cheltenham with the winnings of the first race. So that was about 20 years ago, and it still fits. That's a good
that's quality.
Truth. But brilliant live. So it's a massive thank you from me.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you to everyone that's joined us this week and for all the Facebook Lives and for all the questions that have come in, for everyone that's watched. And yeah. Have a great rest of your day or evening or whenever it is that you're actually watching this. But yeah, enjoy.
Yeah, let's smash the bookies. So see you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good one.